stars. Okay, yeah. Shh, now. Hi. Hello. Is there anyone online? Come on. We have been quiet for some time. If you are online, please, can you come on? Can you let me know so that we can be chatting together and I know that I'm talking with someone? Yes, I see that somebody's online, but I don't know who that person is. Can I know who that person is? Yes, I've been quiet for some time because I've been very busy, and so today I want us to quickly discuss something. In the past weeks, I have discovered that in Facebook, there are lots of videos and stories of women who have been suffering from violence, domestic violence, gender-based violence, and all sorts of violence. And in the past days, in the past weeks, we have been talking about how we talked about violence on women by women, and we're asking if it is true or false. And for me, I said, for me, it is true and it is false. And I said it is false because women don't hate women. It is the way we have been socialized. When we are growing up, our mothers train us how to be wives, how to be mothers, but they do not train us how to relate with other women. And they train us to stay at home, to behave like a woman, to go to the farm to cook. We are not exposed to go out and interact with other women. So when we grow up and we see women who are strong like some of us, who are outgoing, who fight for their rights, we think that they are a disgrace to womanhood, and so we start hating on them. That's what I said. And I said, so for me, a woman is not a woman's problem if we look at it from this direction. If we look at it from this direction, a woman is not a woman's problem. But if we look at it from the direction where you violate yourself, a woman is a woman's problem. And I started by saying that some of us have allowed ourselves to be used, to be violated beyond reasonable limit. You are, for example, like the people who are dying these days. There's a Harriet. Justice for Harriet. We have been shouting justice for Harriet. Harriet died in Limbe. She was buried yesterday. Why? Because she was killed by who? A man who is supposed to love her, but has killed her. Can you imagine that? In such a case, I want to use that as an example to tell women, if you are in an abusive relationship, it's time for you to move on. It is time for you to shout and cry foul. We women, we insult ourselves. We allow ourselves to suffer because we have the culture of silence. We have refused to speak out, to complain. We have refused to talk. We have refused to highlight the fact that we are suffering. Some of us say that it is because of our children. Oh, I'm just a woman. What can I do? Come on. Because of our children, you die and leave the children. So does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, because if you are suffering in that home because of your children, and then you are killed because of your children will still suffer in that home. So you could jolly well go away and be free, and then look at those children and stay alive, because God did not intend for you to die. Yes, the Bible says that what God has joined together, nobody should put asunder. So I am not here to put asunder. But that same Bible gives a reason for divorce. And the reason for divorce is adultery. There are some men who are living in continuous, perpetual, adulterous relationships. We women, we know. A man will bring a woman to your house, misbehave with you. Some men even come, like 2 Sundays ago, I was talking to nurses, to nurses in a hospital about living a happy family life. And I had to counsel a young lady. You know what the lady told me? The lady, through our discussion, I discovered that many women are suffering from different things, because the husband brings a girlfriend to the house and then asks the girl to take her children away from her room. They have 2 rooms. They have a room and a parlor. So the husband and the wife and the children sleep in the room. And when he comes with a young girl from outside, he asks them to pack out of the room. And when she refused, she used to pack out. The day she refused, the man slept with that girl on that same bed with her there. What an abusive relationship. But women still taking that, they take it in the name of, I want to save my marriage. Who told you that you are only important as because you are married? You are an important entity created by God, beautifully and wonderfully made for the purpose of what God created you for. Marriage becomes an institution that God created. And God created this institution because he discovered that the man he created, masculine, was not happy. He was, in fact, after 6 days, when God sat and looked at the garden, everything was beautiful. But human, the man put in the garden, was not happy. That is why he created you and I as woman. Meaning that he created us to complete the world. He created us to bring joy to the world. And when he created us, what did he say? That we are creating, when he created women, what did he say? He said, you are a helpmate to this woman, to this man. You are a helpmate. And if you are a helpmate to the man has to know that you are a valuable something, and you yourself, you have to valorize yourself so that this man should see that you are a valuable something. You don't have to become a stooge in that house where the man says everything and you just say yes. You don't have to be a yes sir. A good wife is not a yes sir wife. A good wife is not a wife who has no voice. A good woman is not a woman who sits there until she is killed. Come on. It means that you have committed suicide, because we are suffering from psychological. There are many women who are suffering from psychological violence. In the night they don't sleep. When they sit alone, they are thinking of, why is it that I was punished with this man? But yet they don't speak out. Why can't you walk to a pastor and tell the pastor to come and help you? Why can't you share? Why can't you go to psychosocial counselors like some of us to help you and see you? Because some of us, the women, we are the ones who have caused our husbands to be like that. Because when your husband is bad, you just sit, you just keep making him to have this comfortable position of a king while you become the slave. And when you give him that position, he takes it. Oh, who does not like power? It's sweet. When he takes it and he's using it against you and you're complaining, it means that you are violating yourself. Because you are the one who has to call your husband to order, to let him, remind him why you got married to him. Remind him why you were created as woman. If you have not read the Bible, read it. Remind God, your husband, that God created me for a purpose, because by the time he created only you, you were not happy. Remind the man that God created you from his rib because he wanted you to be a partner, a helpmate. He did not take you from his foot because he did not want you to be a stooge for him to stand on you. Neither did he take you from his head because God did not want you to stand on your husband's head. He wants you to be partners to enhance God's purpose for your life and for your family. So how many of us are really enjoying God's purpose for our family? Many people are dying. I call on people to share this video and comment, please. Many people are dying. Why are people dying? Why is it that people are dying? Why are people dying because of this violence? Why are people suffering? Why are women the way they are? You know, I am here to tell us, all of us who are listening to this, that you need to grow up, and you can only grow up if you begin to see that you are a woman in your own right. You are a partner to your husband. You are not his footstool. Come on, you are not. That was not God's intention. Because if you look at the Bible, you will realize that you and I, the man and the woman, are created in God's image. And I don't think there's any God's image that is inferior to the other one. Maybe you just tell me. There's no God's image that is inferior to the other one. So if you are created in God's image, the best thing you should do is that you should be able to walk and live in such a way that God will be happy with you. You don't have to become a stooge and then you die. When you die in such circumstances, God will not be happy with you, even though someone killed you. So today, I am here to say that, to shout out very loud and strong, that those men who are violating women, it's time for you to stop. It is already overflowing. That I open my Facebook every day and I see information. Today, what I saw this morning was a house girl who is beating a child, beating a baby mercilessly. What is happening to the world? Is that God's intention for this world? So I'm here to tell us, men who are our friends, men who are our husbands, our sons, our fathers, come on, our everything, that you have to respect that woman who is by you. Respect, love and respect that woman. And if you love and respect something, when you love and respect your dress, how do you treat it? You treat it with love, right? The Bible says that when Jesus came, he stopped what the 10 commandments that were in before. He stopped by summarizing them into 2. He stopped the fact that they should only highlight that you should not covet, you should not kill, you should not steal. He summarized everything into 2. And what did he say? Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. And then what did he say again? Love your neighbor as yourself. If you love your neighbor as yourself, will you kill a woman? Will you slap a woman? Because that is the closest neighbor you have in your room. Will you insult a woman in front of children? Will you downgrade a woman? Will you sit with your friends and mock at a woman? If you love your neighbor as yourself. Because I think that all the men like to be with women. So the women are the closest neighbors of men. So why don't you talk evil about women? Why don't you plan, you see 3-4 men plan to rape a woman? Outrageous, isn't it? You see a man will be staying in the house. I saw another video the other day, I think I still have it somewhere, of a girl, a house girl, a supposed house girl who was hired in a house in Nigeria. But he was a boy. He came to that house behaving like a girl, dressing like a girl, and he impregnated all the children of the house. What is happening to the world? Why this evil? Why is it that but I'm not saying that all men are bad. There are some real good men. Why? But I'm asking, why is it that some people, wicked people, plan everything to bring down the woman? How can you be hired in a house as a house girl, and whereas you are a boy, and then you come and impregnate all the girls? Now let me come back to our guys, the men. Before every man decides to get married, is because he has discovered that he has arrived the age to get married, to have the partner that God so intended for him. And so today I am calling on all of you, all of us, I mean everybody, both men and women. I'm calling on all of us to start respecting the human life. Even if you don't love that woman, either you pack out of the house or you get the woman to pack out. Why don't you pack somebody's daughter back to the parents rather than kill her psychologically or emotionally, or there are so many things. There's a lot of evil in the world today. You know why? Because the marriage has failed. Because the partnership in marriage has failed. There are women who prostitute today not because they wanted to prostitute. They have never experienced love in their marriage. But the men do experience love in their marriage and outside. So why don't you concentrate on your woman and enjoy marriage? Enjoy love. Understand what love is all about. So that evil should be reduced from the world. There are many things that I want to talk. But because I came online today with a degree of anger in me. Why is it that many women are losing their lives? Some of them are losing their faces, their eyes, their arms. I am in Yaoundé here. There are some cultures here that say that if you beat a woman mercilessly and then it shows that you love her because you go and buy property and give her. I bet you, my dear friends, if that is the only way that love is expressed, then I should rather not be loved. Because I will not want to be beaten like a drum. I become a punching bag, just because somebody wants to show love. Then you go back and go away with your love. Now, those people who have killed their wives. In fact, last week it was Harriet in Yaoundé here, and I hear that one armed force agent came back home and killed the wife. Shouted and wanted the wife to do what. And then when the wife refused, he killed her. So how many women are dying because of all this stupidity of men? How many women are dying every day? Do you think about the children? Do you think about yourself? Do you think about the fact that God created you to be a husband to that woman and you should love her as you love yourself? Do you think about the society? Do you think about Judgment Day? What are you going to say at judgment? That God entrusted you with a woman and you killed her because you suspected her with a man, because she did not respect you, because you can name the becauses. Is that the justification you're going to make when you get to heaven? When you are standing in front of the judgment seat of God? Now to the women, please, it's time to break off this rubbish. Speak out. If you cannot say it to anybody, say it to your mother. If you cannot say it to anybody, say it to your pastor. If you cannot talk to anybody, take the Bible, open it, and speak out to the Bible, and God will help you. Rather than staying quiet in the name of protecting the family name. Look, let me tell you something. We did a small survey, and we found out that real literate women suffer a lot of violence, and they protect. They don't speak out. Why don't they speak out? They say they don't want to soil the family name. Oh, bullshit. What family name? That they will be killing you. You see a woman with a swollen jaw, she will tell you that, no, I had an accident in the kitchen, whereas she was beaten up by a man, by a human being like you, created in the image of God. And you joined up with this human being because there's a word called love, and the man is supposed to love and protect you. The Bible says that women should be submissive, and it also says that men should love. Love has to do with security. So if you get to the level of killing a woman, where is the security that God gave you, that God asked you to take over this woman by telling you to love the woman? Most families reinforce submissiveness, but they don't reinforce love. If there was love, Harriet would not be dead today. If there was love, people would not be dead. Women would not be sick in hospitals today. Women will not be having swollen jaws. Women will not be out of job. Women will not be, in fact, families will not disentangle. So I am calling on people to start to communicate. Communicate. How do you live with your husband or your wife? Do you communicate, or somebody is giving just directives and you are answering? Hey, good day, kindness. Share the video. I was wondering if somebody was going to come on board. I'm seeing people only in numbers. Thank you, kindness. Share the video and comment. Good day. See, have you ever stopped to ask yourself, do I really communicate with my partner? Because communication is what is absent even amongst friends. Many people don't communicate, even though today we have cell phones everywhere. People use cell phones for social networking. They use cell phones to spread gossips, show wrong pictures all around it. When you jump out from bed, people are only coming. Have you read the news today? As if the cell phone has become a radio house. But to communicate, they don't communicate. So you, this woman, and you, this man, that is so angry with each other to the extent of killing another person, do you people communicate? Do two of you communicate? Does your husband know what is in your mind? Do you know what is in your husband's mind? Or you just fear your husband because he has become a monster? You fear him to the extent that you don't want to even say what you have in mind. Is that what you're doing? If that is what you're doing, my dear sister or my dear brother, it is time for us to stop and rethink. Because marriage is a beautiful thing. Anybody who is married and is living a beautiful life will bear with me that marriage is beautiful, because you need a companion. God was not crazy when he said, I will make a helpmate for you. That he was not crazy, and he has never been. And he was not crazy when it is clearly said in the Bible that he created the male and female in his image. It is not a crazy statement. The Bible says in Genesis, there's a place in Genesis that talks about the fact that a man, I cannot quote it immediately, a man shall leave his mother and father and be cleft to his wife, and they shall become one. Just when you go down below that verse, there's a place that says, they shall both be naked and they will not be ashamed. That's the Bible. So do you enjoy yourselves at all time, even when you are naked? Or one person is the boss and the other person is a subordinate? This format does not work in the marriage home. A boss and subordinate is not that is not God's definition of marriage. God's definition of marriage was recognition and security. That the man should feel recognized by the woman and the woman should feel secured. That is why he said a man should love his wife and a woman should be submissive. This submissiveness is to give the man the assurity that you are the head of the house. Now I want to ask the men. All of you say that women are not submissive. That is why you beat them and kill. That is why you treat them the way you treat. Sometimes you see a woman running on the way naked by the husband who is supposed to love her. She's running for her dear life. Now I want to ask you. The Bible says that you, the men, you have to love your wives, protect them, just as Christ loved the church and died for it. So how many of you men are dying for your families and your wives? You answer this question for yourself. How many of you are dying for your families or your wives? Or you are only ensuring your position, your authority? Your authority should go with this virtue of dying for your family, protecting your family beyond reasonable limits. Some men are there, when they hear that their wives had problems, they will instead join the gossip ring and say more evil about their wives. Is that you? You or you? If that is you, it's about time to try to change. Then some women are those women who just run their mouths. Most of us women know how to run their mouths. They just speak out and speak rubbish. Are you that kind of woman? When we say you should speak out, it doesn't mean that you should speak rubbish. There are some women, before a man says one, they have said 50. And in the 50, nothing is useful. No, that's not what we are saying. We are saying that if you want to leave your husband or you want to speak out, you speak out with dignity. The dignity that signifies that you know Christ. Yes, that's what we are supposed to do, to truly be dignified. Now you women, I want to come back to us, because I'm beginning to see why a Nigerian writer wrote that since men have learned to shoot without missing, we the birds will learn to fly without pitching. Hey Gwen, welcome my dear. Greetings. So hope say Germany they fine. You know, since birds have learned to fly without pitching, since men have learned to shoot without missing, birds are learning to fly without pitching. That's where I want to come in for us women. We have to learn to live with men without violence. Speak out. Let your husband know that he is too violent when the life is still sweet. When life is sweet, he is violent. I will just say, well, I fear my husband. Then you build a small king and put on top there. He becomes a king of your house. He becomes your Jesus Christ. He becomes everybody to you, and then he doesn't even know God. And it's not an issue to you. So I want to tell us, the women, that since the men have learned, because men are exposed, when they are growing up, they are taught by their parents how to interact with other boys, because after all, they go play football, they go watching TV, they go skiing, they go fishing, they go to different places, they go fetching wood. But we women, we are loitering only around our mothers to learn how to cook, to learn how to do the farm, to learn how to love a man. That's all they train us with. So I am saying now that if you are that kind of a woman who is living in a relationship that is a bit negative, like I just described, you have to start praying. Hold on to the garment of Jesus Christ. Pray over it earnestly and ask God. You will not leave him until he answers you, and he will. How many times have you told your husband that he's too brutal, or you are just afraid? If you are just afraid to speak out to him, you are killing him, because his brutality will remain forever and forever. And then you will seem to be, you will make him to seem to be the worst person, whereas you are the one who has done it. I am seeing all of you who are coming online. Thank you for coming online. Please, could you indicate so I know you are the one and you are there? I'm just seeing the numbers today. So we women, if you want to enjoy a good family life, it starts on the day you get your husband. That is on the day you start your courtship. You must be real. Yes. Some of us, when the man says that they are coming to visit us, we go and buy food from outside. We borrow dresses and wear. We borrow our friends to cook for us. And they will come and sit there and cross our legs and begin to make girls. Making people to know that you are the one who has done all the things. But when the husband takes you to their house, he doesn't see that anymore, and then trouble starts. In this case, you are the cause of violence on you. But if you were that person who came from that first day or first interaction with your would-be husband, if you came as realistic as real you, and you made sure that you spoke out as the real you, you will not have problems eventually. So the problem in our society is actually that we are fake. We are so fake. We don't want to be real. We don't want to speak the truth. We don't want to speak the truth and shame the devil. We don't want to. The list is inexhaustible. That is exactly what I came to say today. That just as just as Jesus loved us and came and died for us, that is how we have to love each other. Love each other beyond reasonable limits. That is what is important. Now, how do you run your family? Do you separate, do a divide and roll in your home? There's some families where there's a divide and roll. Some children are for the father and some are for the mother. That is no longer a family. There's some families that when a child does something good, is the father's child. The day that child does something wrong, is the daddy's child. That's not good. These children are your children, and they have their own souls, they have their own minds. You are a passage through which God sent a child to the world. When a woman delivers a child, everything that child came with into the stomach is taken out. Because even the placenta or the umbilical cord is not attached to the mother. It is attached to the placenta, which is the seat of the baby, and that is always taken out. This is a clear illustration to say that we are just a passage through which God passes his children to the world. Therefore, you do not have to start saying that this child is bad like the father or like the mother. That is bad. That's evil. Yes, it is evil. So I am rounding up because I have to jump out for a meeting, and I want us to remember that today I have been frowning about domestic violence that is rising in Cameroon. In fact, I even forgot to cite one rape case, a rape case that I fortunately had the opportunity to be part of it. This rape case is a rape of a 14-year girl who has been continuously raped by the same people who are bike riders. And each time they sneak in because they know that the mother is not at home. They come and rape the girl, and then they go back and they're conversing out there with the mom. This example I'm giving you is to tell you that rapists are not too far from you. Anybody who rapes around you is somebody you know. So speak out, break the culture of silence. Speak out, women. Speak out, girls. Break it out and speak out. If you are a woman, know that you are such a beautifully made woman, and know that God has a plan for you. And God says that you should brighten the corner where you are. So start brightening the corner from your family. Yes, do it. Do it from your family, and you are going to enjoy this world. Yes. The internet was not very powerful today, but I think that even though many people did not come online, some people came, but I know this working time people. No, not working time. Today is celebration time, yes. So I know that many people are watching me with one eye and then doing Barka de Salah with the another one. That is why many people did not share the video. Many people did not contribute. But I really do appreciate everyone who contributed. And I really do say that we have so much to do. We have work to do. If you are not living according to God's dictates, then know that you have work to do. And that work that you have to do is simple. You have to live by God's dictates to your life. Yes. Okay. Bye-bye. Have a blessed day. And as you go home to your homes today, remember a gentle reply takes away wrath. So women, reply to your husbands gently. In the case where the husband is the one who talks rude, the wife is the one who speaks rude, I call on the men to exercise patience, because this life is not as complicated as we want it to be. Exercise patience. Hello. Lady T is off for today. Thank you. Keep the videos, keep sharing the video, keep commenting, and keep being the who God intends to be. Take the glory, Jesus. Thank you and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.